Surrounded by white water, trying to stay afloat, trying not to rock the boat, but I fell out. Swimming alone in deep water, swimming alone in deep water, swimming alone in deep water, but I don't mind, no I don't mind. I'm surrounded by water on all sides, going with the flow, going with the tide. I'm not trying to resist, and I'm not holding back. I let myself go, I let myself go. Swimming alone in deep water, swimming alone in deep water, swimming alone in deep water, but I don't mind, no I don't mind. I float till I come to a shore, I pull myself out stronger than before, and I remember what caused this strength. Deep water, oh, deep water, swimming alone in deep water, swimming alone in deep water, swimming alone in deep water, but I don't mind, no I don't mind. Thank you. Okay. So, my name is Olivia Hunter, and now we know that the equipment works. So, I'm going to play some originals today, things that I wrote a long time ago and recently. Yes. I have a lovely sheet that tells me what capo it is. It's my best friend. This is a song I wrote a while ago. It's called Safely Away. They can see it in your eyes. You're afraid of what's to come, 'cause you don't want to hurt them twice, but you don't want to be alone, and all your demons are inside, and all that you have ever known is to keep them here and lock them in and never let them show. So you hide your scars, you hide your pain. You don't want to feel the shame. You hide your stories and your stains safely away. But the words of those you love cut you straight down to the bone. And how can you stop running when it's all you've ever known? And your heart is in a coffin made of cold and hollow stone, and you're alone, you're alone. But you hide your scars, you hide your pain. You don't want to feel the shame. You hide your stories and your stains safely away. But you can't hide forever. You can't always run away, but you'll try to hide forever until someone makes you stay, and you show your scars, release your pain. Don't have to lie to make me stay. You tell your story, show your stains. You don't have to keep yourself locked in and safely away. Safely away, safely away.
Welcome. Thanks for coming, especially all the beautiful poets who came to read their amazing poetry. So, Suraj Cameo, president of Gainesville Chapter of Veterans for Peace, is going to come up and talk about the peace poetry and Veterans for Peace. And Olivia, thanks so much. So she's going to keep playing in between. I was nervous she wasn't going to make it here because she's beautiful voice. Thank you. Okay, Scott.
Welcome. I'm Suraj Cameo. I'm president of the Gainesville Chapter of Veterans for Peace, and I'm very glad to have you all here today. I want to thank the Unitarians for allowing us to use the fellowship for our peace poetry contest. We also use this place for our winter solstice concert, and that's where we raise the funds that pay for this event. And this year, the winter solstice concert will be December 21st, right here. I want to thank the teachers. I want to thank the school board members. Can the school board members stand up for a minute? Thank you so much. Most of all, I want to thank the poets and the Peace Scholarship winners. About 10 years ago, my youngest daughter got married. Let me fix this. That's better. About 10 years ago, my youngest daughter got married in Boston, and I went up there for the wedding, and I stayed with the Veterans for Peace there, so I didn't have to pay any money in a hotel. And I was looking through the materials that they had, and they had these books on the peace poetry contest. And so I started reading the books, and I was really moved by the poems of these young people. And I thought, we ought to do that in Gainesville. And that's how we got the peace poetry contest here. I love reading the poems, and I want the poets to know that your ideas, that your thoughts, and the things that concern you are important. And thank you so much for sharing them with us. Sheila.
So as I said, I'm Sheila. I'm a member of Veterans for Peace, and one of the organizers of the Veterans for Peace contest. I want to thank Olivia again. We'd like to thank all the student poets who wrote poems and were interested in expressing their ideas about peace and social justice. We had over 300 extraordinary, lovely poems submitted. Thank you to all the teachers, schools, and parents who encouraged their students to participate. The names of the participating teachers are in the poetry book. We had a great diversity of poets and poems. All areas of the county were represented. And the beautiful, powerful poems reflect the range of experiences of our young poets. So Scott already thanked UU. So I'd like to thank UU member and UF student Matthew Alborn for running the soundboard today. The photos and video from today will be posted on the Veterans for Peace website. So just go Veterans for Peace Gainesville. They'll also be posted on the UF Samuel Proctor Oral History Program YouTube channel. When Deborah Hendricks, who's filmed this for 10 years, and Sandra and Jennifer, student filmmaker Romero's, are done with it. So after the readings, we'll have awarding of the Veterans for Peace Peace Scholarships. So could all the teachers and educators and the school board members again who are here to support the students please rise? So I'm just going to say the teachers' names. Almost all of them have entered every year, and that's what it takes, is that kind of commitment. So Angie Terrell, Lynn Bramlett, Catherine Mariani, Miss Annette Roberts, Carol Shelley, and Miss Della Pena. Thank you so much. I promise not to go on too long. There will be a reception after the program. We would ask that all the poets and scholarship winners come back to the stage at the end of the program for a group photo. We post that photo on our website and in the Gainesville Sun with all the names of the poets and their schools. So watch for that. So the order of the poems being read today are not the same as is printed in the Peace Poetry. We go from high honors up to first in each grade, so you could just flip. Not all poets were able to make it today. Now, Mary Barr will talk briefly about the Unitarian Fellowship. She's also a Veterans for Peace. She's actually a veteran. So, thanks, Mary.
Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Gainesville. I'm a member of this fellowship and also of Vets for Peace. And I happen to be a retired teacher as well. So I feel very at home at this gathering, and I want to welcome all of you, and I hope you enjoy it. And if you're interested in Unitarian Universalism, there is a stand with all kinds of information about it as you go out into the foyer. Help yourself. Talk to me if you want to know more about our organization, and welcome.
Okay, here comes the good part. So I'd like to introduce Suraj Saeed, educator and narrative specialist, and he has been known to judge the poems for us because I can't tell because they all look beautiful to me. And he'll introduce the poets and their poems, and I'll hand the poets their certificates and gift cards. So everyone wants to hear you reading poets. So I'm going to try to help move this up and down and make sure you speak into it. And let's see. So again, we'd like for all the audience to stay, all the poets to stay until everyone has had an opportunity to read, so that the older kids don't have an empty audience. So, and parents are welcome to photograph.
Okay. Hey, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Suraj. Before we get started, I just have this 20-minute speech I was going to read through. Is that okay? No. Okay, you want to? All right, fine. I'll skip that part of it. But I did want to say this, right? Because I think it's remarkable that you guys are all here supporting your families, supporting your children. And, part of the work I do in this city is part of an emerging kind of groundswell relative to the arts, right? There's arts-based work going on all over this city relative to arts-based healing, arts-based education, and that's especially important at a time where perhaps in many other spaces nationwide, the arts aren't as valued as we would like them to be. So the fact that this community has come together today in this way to support these young minds relative to their artistic expression is fantastic. So I kind of give you guys a round of applause for that as well, okay? All right. So now, let's get into that space, right? Let's breathe into it, because each of these young poets is going to be coming up here and sharing their hearts, sharing their deepest expressions. So let's be mindful of that, respectful of that, and kind of give them that energy to help them on. All right? So we're going to start with the winning poets, and like Sheila said, we're going to start with the high honors individuals first and then work our way up to first place. So from kindergarten through second grade, our first high honors poet is Amari Lopez of grade 2 from Caring and Sharing Learning School.
Let's try to do better. I love my friends and I love my teachers. I love my mom and dad, but everybody doesn't believe in love, and that makes me feel so sad. Why does there have to be wars? I wish there could all get along. Let's try to do better. We all know right from wrong.
Yes. Thank you so much, Amari. And folks, that's a taste, right? We're getting into it. This is the kind of expression that, I don't know about some of the older folks in this room, but for me, I'm not sure I was actually cognitively conscious until I was about 12 years old. So the fact that this kind of expression is made from this young man is remarkable. So thank you again, Amari. So next, with high honors, is Asher Faust from first grade, Jordan Glen School. All right, so then we'll move on to, again, another high honors finalist, Madeline Cottle from kindergarten, Healthy Learning Academy.
My poem is, I like people just the way they are. I think everybody's a superstar.
Thank you, Madeline. I mean, that's almost haiku, right? That's beautiful. Thank you so much. All right, so our third place winner in the grade kindergarten through... Sorry, say again? Oh, Daisha's here. Okay, wonderful. Thank you. All right, thank you for that. So another high honors finalist is Daisha Williams from grade 2, again, from Caring and Sharing Learning School.
My poem is Peace and Love. I wish there was peace. I wish there was harmony. In fact, I have friends who have fun with me. Let there be love everywhere. Let the whole world show that they care. Loving each other is really cool. Everyone knows that that is the golden rule.
Thank you so much, Daisha. That was beautiful.
Okay, I want to remind the kids, I'll give them their gift card and beautiful certificates, or else I'm going to go and buy a lot of books myself.
All right, yes. So, third place in kindergarten through second grade, we have Stanley Jose Cruz Davis, grade 2 from Jordan Glen School.
Peace is poetry and poetry is peace. Peace is when I play with my friends. Peace is when I rest all day. Peace is when I sleep and dream. Peace is when I pet my pig. Peace is on earth when everyone smiles. Peace is when there's purrs and barks, tweets and shouts.
Thank you so much, Stanley. That was beautiful. Again, a really very true expression of mindfulness in the moment, right? That's, again, I'm trying to work hard on that myself, and I've got a few years on Stanley. So, all right, second place, Layla Stanley, first grade, Caring and Sharing Learning School.
Hello, my name is Layla Stanley. I am 7 years old in the first grade. I attend Caring and Sharing Learning School, and my poem is called What About You? What about you? Roses are red, violets are blue. I want to live in peace. What about you? The sun is yellow, the sky is blue. I want hating to stop. What about you? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Leila. That was beautiful. All right. So, for our kindergarten through second grade group, in first place is Princess Maddox, Grade 1, Caring and Sharing Learning School.
My name is Princess Maddox, and I go to school at Caring and Sharing Learning School, and I am 6 years old. My poem is called Save the Earth. I love everyone here. I don't want war, but I want peace. I want to be clean. Let's save our planet today, so when I grow up, I'll have a world that is safe for me to stay.
Beautiful. Thank you, Princess. And again, that's global awareness, 6 years old. So just saying, folks. All right, moving on to third and fourth grade. So again, with our high honors, we start out with Lily Valancourt, Grade 3, Lawton M. Childs Elementary School.
Peace. Peace. Peace is love. Peace is here with me and you. Only together we can make peace. Peace means no war. Peace means no fight. Peace is light. Peace means to find your center. Peace means to look inside others. Peace means to be centered. Peace means love. Peace is peace.
Thank you so much, Lily. Peace is to find your center. That's a beautiful sentiment. So our next high honors winner is Lily Tomlinson from Grade 3, again, from Lawton M. Childs Elementary School.
First, I would like to thank my teacher, Miss Mariani, back there from Lawton Childs Elementary School. Peace. Graceful dove, peaceful love. As my hair goes back when the wind blows, I feel safe because I know peace is in the air, and that is a good sign. I know peace is a calm feeling that I feel when I lay bundled in my blankets at night. Peace makes me feel like wars will never happen again. Peace soothes me when I have a red, angry face, but then it goes away. Peace, you make me happier every day when I'm at school and at home. Peace, thank you for my warm heart you give me.
Thank you so much, Lily. That was lovely. So our final high honors winner here, again, this is, I think we should actually point out for Miss Mariani from Lawton M. Childs Elementary School because she brings out very strong poets through her education and her instruction. We have Ellie Rosenberg, again from Grade 3, Lawton M. Childs. Thank you.
Peace. No one is fighting. Everything is very calm. No one is judging. Thank you.
Thank you, Ellie. Now, For third place in the third grade through fourth grade category, we have Zora Beauvais from grade 4, Caring and Sharing Learning School.
Hi, my name is Zora Beauvais, and my poem is called You Are Special. Peace and social justice are powerful words. People stand up and make their voices heard. We should all be equal and celebrate who we are, whether we are black or white. It is not that hard. Everyone is smart, different, and unique. Everyone has a voice so they can speak. So let's fight for people's rights during day and night. Let's speak out and do what is right. So let's not stop now. That's not what we're about. Why just fit in when you were born to stand out?
Thank you so much, Zora. And now, folks, that was inclusivity from a fourth grade voice. So we're definitely ramping up here. So let's see what our second place winner has to offer. This is Benny White, fourth grade, Jordan Glen School.
Hello, my name is Benny. I'm in fourth grade, and my poem is called At the Border. Why is this person holding me? He's not my daddy. He's not my brother. Just let me see my mother. I'm wiping the tears off my face. It's not like home. That's not the case. I'm wondering why. Please let me see them one more time. My eyes open. Maybe it's just a dream, but fate has a very different scheme.
Powerful. That's powerful, Benny. From, a perspective on immigrant justice that comes from that stance. That's, wow. Thank you so much. Now, grades 3 and 4, our first place winner is Diego Frenick from grade 4, Jordan Glen School.
Hello, my name is Diego Frenock, and I would like to thank my teacher, Amy, who helped me write this poem, though she's not here right now. My poem's name is My Life Has Changed Forever. It was like any other day. I tell my parents, it's game night, let's play. I hear banging on the door. I grab a game. There's banging once more. My dad goes to see who's there. He sees it's something worse than a bear. He yells, run, run. I think I see a gun. We grab food and sheets. It's definitely less than a feast. I hear cracking. They're coming in. What is about to begin? I'm just a child. What do? Did I do something wild? We get pushed in a truck, all out of order. I'm going to the border. There's no escape. I now must accept my fate. Where is my brother Trevor? My life has changed forever.
Again, folks, incredibly powerful expression. Thank you, Diego. A perspective on resilience from that particular age, that particular mind, that's, it's remarkable, and at the same time unfortunate that that kind of awareness has to exist at this point. So thank you so much, Diego, for sharing that. Now, folks, we're going to move forward to 5th and 6th grades. And to begin, we have our High Honors finalist, Timothy Sheridan from grade 5, Hidden Oak Elementary School. All right, just to make sure, I'm going to check with those that we may think did or didn't come. Do we have Anna Hayes, 5th grade? No? And we'll also check about Sierra Foley. All right, then we will move on to our final High Honors finalist, Evan Amar, grade 5, Hidden Oak Elementary School.
watch as the rain falls from the sky. Those who are expected to work want to cry, but they can't. They must hold it all inside. They must fight one another unwillingly and pray not to die. They must hold all their anger inside. They want to see their loved ones, but they cannot leave, not while in war at least. If they get injured in the battle, all they have to share their pain is no one but the gravel. As they lay on the ground, injured and bleeding, they speak out the last words. I tell my family I love them, I shall always watch over them, and I will always still be alive in their heart. As he lie on the gravel, the sergeant comes to see why he is on the ground, and he sees he lie dead. He is put out of his pain. He lie dead on the ground, and it begins to rain.
Thank you so much, Evan. Our third place winner for grades 5 and 6 is Seamus Moran, grade 5, Hidden Oak Elementary School.
First, I'd like to thank my teacher, Miss Della Pena. This is my poem. With the sound of silence within these doors, the drying blood of the fallen caking the floor, no one escapes the effects of war, not the boar nor the poor. The blood of the fallen polluting the lake where the dead bodies bake. The cannons singing their song of death, the soldiers breathing their last breath. The toxic gases filling the lungs of young and old, no one will survive, not even the bold. The barbed wire surrounding the camp, the bloody floor damp. The disease called war spreading across the land, peace band. Hopefully the peace we can mend before our lives will end.
Thank you so much, Seamus. That was beautiful. So our second place winner for grades 5 and 6 is Matthew Stalker, again, grade 5, Hidden Oak Elementary School.
First, I'd like to thank my teacher, Miss DLP, also known as De La Pena. Why war? Why war? War, why war? Can't we have peace? What's the use of more land or power? We are fine the way we are. War, why war? War tears people apart. War is bad. Why do people not know that? They just keep choosing war. War, why war? Boom. War destroys people, places, land, and loved ones. Stop the wars. War, why war? War is the worst option. Why can't you have peace? If we all work together, then we will thrive. War, why war? Missed ones, fathers, loved ones all died because of war. War is evil. Choose peace. Choose the good. Stop wars. It will only help. War, why war?
Thank you, Matthew. Why war indeed? So that cadence, that kind of, it rang of a little bit of Ginsberg, right? So that's keep at it, man. That's some really good poetic sensibility. Now, grades 5 and 6, our first place winner is Maya Rose Allen, grade 6, Queen of Peace Catholic Academy.
My poem is called Why Don't We Choose Peace? War is a bloodthirsty thing. Peace is the right thing. Sent to war, can't find peace. Death has taken over. Hope is faded. Why don't we choose peace? I am a veteran now. I still remember war. We still fight. Why don't we choose peace?
Thank you so much, Maya. Powerful expression. And now we will, yes, I'll give it to Sheila.
Have a little musical interlude. So as y'all can hear, we had a lot of different range of poems, a lot of environmental, a lot of anti-war, some that talked about soldiers in war, a lot of school violence poems in the older grades. It's kind of shocking. In the last 2 years, we've had a lot of students write about being afraid in the classroom. So I think it's something we can all think about.
Yeah. If I were a painter, I'd paint a highway on the sky, so all the lost souls in this world could have a place to fly, to find their way to the other side. I'd paint a highway on the sky. If I were a painter, I'd paint a river on the stone, so all the pain the mountains felt could flow out of their bones, for all the sorrow left unknown. I would paint a river on the stone. Oh no. If I were a painter, I'd paint a lighthouse on the night, so all the shipwrecked sailors could look up and see the light, to give their restless nights a dream and their hopeless eyes a light. I'd paint a lighthouse on the night. If I were a painter, I'd paint a candle on my soul, a bright light to hold on to when the loveless nights got cold, to fill this feeble heart with fire, to warm these aching bones. I'd paint a candle on my soul. Oh no. If I were a painter, I'd paint the walls around the fear, and with one careful brushstroke I would paint away your tears, paint the courage to fall back on and faith to last the years. I'd paint the walls around the fear. If I were a painter, my love, I would paint away your pain, the loss, the hopeless longing, and the teardrops and the rain. And when the world struck black marks on your heart, I'd paint away the stain. If I were a painter, I'd paint away the pain. I am not a painter, and this canvas in my soul is washed clean every moment by the rain and by the cold. And any brushstrokes in this heart are painted eyes, they're made of coal. And all the candles in this world can't bring fire to my soul. And all the sunlight of today can't wash away tomorrow's rain. I can't paint away your fear, I can't paint away the pain. No. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, folks, we're going to move on to our 7th grade finalists, beginning with our high honors. We have Lane Morton, grade 7, Fort Clark Middle School.
I'm Lane. I'm in 7th grade. This is my poem, I'm Scared. I'm only 13, but yet the world has managed to go from exciting to terrifying in the time between my childhood and now. When I was very young, I was scared of the monsters under my bed. When I got a little bit older, I was scared of big storms. Now I'm scared I will end up like the children killed in wars. I'm scared that I will see one of my friends get tormented because of the color of their skin. I'm scared that the job I always dreamed of as a little girl will never come true because I'm a woman. I'm scared because I know that girl on the street that wears her religion is being threatened daily because of something others did. I'm scared that one day the shooter drills at my school won't be a drill. I'm scared that my church will be the next on the news after a shooting. I'm scared that no one around me will try to help. I'm scared that no matter how hard I try to change things, I will be yet another voice drowned out by hate. I'm scared that when I try to speak out, I will be labeled strange because I feel so strongly. I was always scared of something, but now my fears are threats. Now my fears are realistic. Now my fears are all around me.
Thank you so much, Lane. That was a brilliant and brave meditation on fear. Next, we have our high honors finalist, Gabriel Yang from Fort Clark Middle School.
Thank you. I wake up in the morning, I get ready to go. If I do not show up, no one will even know. I go to my history class, I learn about war and how we do not have peace in the countries that are poor. I walk down the hallways and I get pushed to the ground from the student who everyone likes but is a bully when no one's around. Teachers are smart in their teaching but blind when something happens, and when a student starts their preaching, they just get ignored. Teachers act like they are aware before something happens, and when something happens, most do not even care. The school says they have a zero tolerance of bullying, but that's not entirely true, because when I start my crying, no one starts to move. We have many emotions, but are afraid to show them, because if we do, there would be a commotion.
Gabriel, that was brilliant. Thank you so much. And again, this is something I want to take a moment, take a beat, take a breath to just recognize that this is how all of those hidden narratives emerge when we kind of don't listen, don't see, don't hear, don't feel what it is, especially our children are expressing. They come through in these moments, and yet they're not just artistic expression, they are often signifiers of our times, of our moments. So I hope whoever had ears to hear that particular message heard it. Thank you. Let's check in and see. I'm not sure if these next two high honors finalists are here. Do we have Daniel Brown? No? Okay. And how about Lila Ayers? No? Okay. So then we'll move on to our grade 7 third place winner. This is Luke Fariborzian of Queen of Peace Catholic Academy.
My poem is called Justice, Peace, and Power. Love is not a secret. It's something you find inside. At this time, you might find out it's something you cannot hide. Justice is not a choice. It's something that has to be. Even though it has a small voice, it can be heard across the sea. Peace is powerful. It has the power to bring evil to its knees. Though it cannot hurt a fly, it's just a calming, gentle breeze. This is not a lie. Justice, peace, and love. These are all characteristics we want and adore. All three are so powerful, it has the potential to stop a war.
Thank you so much, Luke. Justice, peace, and love indeed. Our second place winner in the grade 7 category is Catalina Romero of Queen of Peace Catholic Academy.
My poem is called Tiny Seed. Peace is like a beautiful flower. It starts out as just a tiny seed. The seed is planted by nobody with power, just a kind heart with a good deed. As many days and nights go by, the tiny seed will begin to grow, but only for the patient and wise will the peace start to flow. Before us is a beautiful flower. It started out as just a tiny seed. The seed is planted by nobody with power. It can be planted by you and me.
Thank you so much, Catalina. Indeed, each of these expressions is a powerful seed that is planted. our first place winner. This is Easy Sorel of Fort Clark Middle School.
My poem's called Actions, Thoughts, and Prayers. Children screaming, chaos reigns. Not thoughts, not prayers, action. Footsteps running, voices in pain. Not thoughts, not prayers, action. Silence, cold whispers in the dark. Not thoughts, not prayers, action. Stop thinking in vain, living in your privileged contentment. Stop praying to your gods who sit in their resolute silence. Not thoughts, not prayers, action. Pull the wool out of your eyes and see what goes on beneath your gaze. Look at the people of those who suffer undeserved. Take action for change, take action for peace, take action for love, and take action for life.
Thank you, Easy. That is a powerful expression. And again, something significant of a very familiar concept for me, a Buddhist concept of not just right thinking, but right action. So indeed, that was a wonderful message. Sheila?
I just want to say it's really hard for the judges. We had over 100 7th grade entries. Can you imagine when the poems are so beautiful, them being able to decide? So that all the poems were beautiful, but 7th and 8th grade each had 100 entries. So thanks for all the poets.
Indeed, thank you. So now we move on to 8th grade. Our high honors finalist is Emily Pataki of grade 8, Fort Clark Middle School.
Weapons, I wonder. What would the world be like without weapons? Such peace like magnets pulling us towards the center together. We wish the worst came with beckons. In a blink of an eye, weapons gone forever. Absence of the things some may carry will never want to do the nightmare to have to bury. The Second Amendment allows the right to bear arms. These weapons are okay to use if they don't cause any harm. Would there be justice if we remove both from the good and the bad? Will having a world minus weapons deliver more peace? Taking and giving almost needs a signing under oath. Could a world without weapons one day save your niece? If we didn't have weapons, we'd be shaken. No more weapons in sight, we would have been mistaken. When there were no more weapons, we'd be on another's turf. It would be like living on Mars, watching planet Earth. Nothing will go wrong is what we planned. As we see something fatal, we mustn't intrigue. None of us like the nightmare, agreed with our nearest colleague. What would the world be like without weapons?
Thank you, Emily. Hard questions. So our third place winner for 8th grade is Laila Jones from Westwood Middle School.
Good afternoon, everyone. The name of my poem is It Starts in the Home. A happy kid he once was, always smiling, always laughing, until his father lost his job. And after his mother left, his father had whiskey for dinner every night. His life was falling apart. The boy became a punching bag. Pain was normal to him these days. Everyone should feel my pain, he thought, everyone. The big bad bullies in school were no icing on the cake, pushing him and calling him names, beating him up in the hallways while gradually depression became his name. He cried himself to sleep. There was no peace. When will the world let him be? Pain turned to anger. Bags stocked full of loaded feelings, he walked into the school. There was no longer a soul in that body, no longer a heart. Shots rang out in the hallways, instant chaos. They will all feel my pain. The classroom floors stained with vital fluid. He stopped. There was a pause in the world and in his head. He said, "I'm sorry," as the last bullet went through his chest.
Thank you so much, Laila. That was powerful and some of these poems, especially as I've gone through them, there are parts of them that ring true, even in my own life. And sometimes there are lines that are kind of sublime that emerge from poetry, right? Like there was no longer a soul in that body. That's powerful writing, Leila. Thank you so much. Our second place winner for grade 8 is Nate Harrison of Fort Clark Middle School.
Hi, my name is Nate. I'd like to thank my teacher, Mr. Crone. I don't think he's here. He said he would, but okay. My poem is called Them. They're spending all this money on nothing but regret. Blood runs thick like honey, but people's needs are never met. Our soldiers keep on dying, coming back in boxes. Their families keep on crying, but unlike them, it shocks us. We have bigger issues than their made-up dramas, migrant children needing tissues and crying for their mamas. Problems like starving children in all kinds of places, while they're plenty fed making bids on expensive military bases. Or immigrants who need to run but have nowhere to go. We all know war is no fun, but to them it's one big show.
Thank you so much, Nate. And again, it's with artistic expression that we can engage in, as you've seen at other moments today as well, very complicated concepts and asking questions about those complex concepts without really polarizing everybody. That's what we can do with poetry. So that is important. Grade 8, first place is Kaliesha Andre from Fort Clark Middle School.
The hidden peace. Peace is all around, hidden by so much sound. Sounds of sadness, sounds of chaos. Peace is a soft soul, waiting for someone to hold. Someone to tell the story of peace is gold. Peace is what we could have. If we lay our pride down, peace could be ours now. How beautiful life would be.
Thank you, Kaliesha. A powerful meditation on peace. So let's take a breath. One more round of applause for not only our 8th grade winners, but everybody from K through 7 as well. All right, folks, we're getting down to it. Now we have our 9th through 11th grade category. Beginning with high honors, we have William Jordan, grade 11, Lofton High School.
Yes, ma'am. This collection of haikus is called Endless War. 6 million people, victims of a bogus war. My question is why? 18 years ago, the 2 kings toppled in vain. The East's fate is sealed. 1 war turns to 4, tricking boys to risk their life. But for what reason? 1 killed, 5 more appear. 18 years since the first started. Will there be an end? Taught the young to hate. All we are to them is death. Who is to blame here? Countless lives broken. States are failing one by one. Please, just let them be. Thank you.
Very well done, William. Not only was that a powerful expression, but folks, it is not easy to do haiku well and correctly. That's very impressive. Thank you again. So now we have our second high honors finalist, grades 9 through 11. This is Evan Cook, grade 10, Gainesville High School.
Hi, my poem is called We See the Faces. We see the faces, the boys going off to war, their hearts filled with cheers. War is an adventure just as before. but soon their mothers' eyes are filled with tears. Most of the boys are nevermore. The ones who remain are haunted by their fears. We see the faces, now men fight with anger for one another. Evil armies march and tanks roar. Led by twisted men, brothers kill brothers. The bodies of brave men litter the beach's shore. Just as before, waterfall tears run down their mothers' faces. We see the faces, in the jungle screams are heard. Like items in a store shelf, men are plucked. They fight in a place before unheard. Into body bags, the dead are tucked. Men, women, and children, the enemy is blurred. We see the faces. We see the faces of the fallen in our generations. Even now, mothers still cry and weep. From all places and from all nations, we see the faces of those who war has and will reap. Terror, sorrow, destruction, and misery. The price of wars find by us but anything cheap. And now, in the future, we shall not add deaths to the heap.
Beautiful expression, Evan. Thank you so much. Again, sublime writing, waterfall tears. Those are the kind of expressions that really stick with me. So our third place winner, grades 9 through 11, is Leila Parsons, grade 10, Newberry High School.
My poem is called Havoc. The concrete is hot on my back. I can feel the vibrations of the havoc going on around me. I cannot hear. I cannot see. I can only feel the deprivation of what should be free to me. I'm soaking wet with a mixture of water and sweat. The tingling within my skin grows as time slowly passes by. I am hurt and left to die. By the hand of the white man in blue. By the hand of the white man that people look up to. The streets are filled with gas and water, all for simply fighting for what was taught to me by my father. Here I lay left to die, all while trying to fight for my people's rights. No second glance is made. The sun is blazing and beating down on my face, while havoc breaks out due to fighting for the rights of my race.
Thank you so much, Leila. Powerful and evocative. That is, it's almost like an invocation of an image. That's beautiful writing. So now I'll check, just based on what I have written here. We have second and first place winners in 9th through 11th grade, and I'm not sure they're here. So do we have Kate Porter for second place? No. And also we have Lindsay Jenkins for first place, 9th through 11th grade. All right, well, let's give them a round of applause as well. All right. Does everybody need a seventh inning stretch here? No? We're good? Yeah, kind of. All right, well, let's just take a deep breath instead. And we're going to close out with our 12th grade winners for this year's contest. So, with high honors, grade 12, we have Ricardo DeLeon from Beauvais High School. All right.
All right.
Yeah.
It's different up here.
It is different up here.
All right. All right. So it's called Honor for One, Peace for Another. Honorable men burst through the powerful gates that speak freedom. Buildings turn to dust. It blusters through the air like a dandelion in the wind. Synchronized boots, unknown for their final prints, they drop to protect. Heads turning, not knowing where their final breath will be taken from them. Heroes scarred, exceedingly desensitized by the utter commotion, torn apart as a citizen, and built up to be a warrior. The training that have led them to this far couldn't have prepared a soul for this. Their minds move in slow motion as their friends are being ripped from them. As they watch their bodies seamlessly lost to an abyss, no movie could ever compare to this level of chaos, no matter the director or videographer. Screams leap from their mouths like sirens in the bunkers. There is never a winner in war. Most look upon war as families are broken, whilst two gentlemen knock at your door, they reiterate to your loved ones. about how your kin had succumbed to his or her wounds and that they have died. The words echo in your mind. As years and years pass, you envision your lost relative kneeling down in front of you, and they say, I did it all for you, so you'd see your future.
Very nicely done, Ricardo. Well done. It's especially evocative, that line, right? Torn apart as a citizen, built up as a warrior. That says much. That says much about the kind of intricacies of what it is that we do in defense of a nation. Very nuanced, very powerful. Thank you so much. So, our third place winner is Suraj J. Dubose Coleman. Is Suraj here? No? Okay. So, well, let's just give Suraj a round of applause. That's our third place winner. Yep. All right. Now, second place, Stephanie Koppel from grade 12, Oak Hall School.
Hello, my name is Stephanie Koppel. I'm from Oak Hall, as you've heard. This poem is called Poppies for Edmund, and it's dedicated to my grandfather, Edmund Anson Harwig, the best man I've never had the opportunity to meet. Red poppies and rainy days, lying in the open field of Silesia, the breeze brushes against my face. A ringing in my ear and a sting on my cheek, we cry out and take cover. An ant is climbing a blade of grass. His queen orders him to fight for her, to give his life for her. Smoke clouds the heavens. The blue of the sky has been missing for days. The warmth of the sun is a long-forgotten memory. Water begins to dribble. A fog covers the plains. I stay to remember, becoming drenched. Fire drips down my cheek. I'm soaked in the color. My family has bled in the color. The ants scurry back to save their home. Some lose their way and their lives. Sour and rotting, the people around me disappear. My memories are what remain. The water from above grows larger, sinking into the ground, quenching the land's thirst. Wading through muddy trenches, the weight on our backs is just as heavy on our hearts. I seek refuge under a tree as the bubbling sky pours down harder. We can no longer salvage our bodies or minds, for we have seen and done the unthinkable. The poppies I pluck wither soon thereafter, sooner than I had hoped. We only had one thing left, hope that it would end, that we could go home. I tried to see the bright side, the supposed greener grass, but it was simply gray. There were the few, those that made it, those that survived. We could no longer see that ant. It had properly washed away, forgotten by everyone but me. We didn't want to remember, but we didn't dare forget. Our time can never be returned.
Thank you so much, Stephanie. That is, remembrance, right? As a form of expression. What a beautiful way to honor someone you love and remember fondly. Thank you so much. Well, folks, finally we have our first place winner for grade 12 category, Muhammad Farhat from grade 12, Buchholz High School.
So my title is Allahu Akbar. They call it a war on terrorism, but it's more like a form of hypnotism. Here, let me tell you their confession straight to the point with no digression. The U.S. says they eliminate, yet they're the ones that cultivate. Have you ever heard of the group ISIS? Well, yeah, the U.S. created that crisis. With aid from the news, yes, they deceive to make sure you're in the dark and naive. They paint you a picture, a little blurred, and give you false info, completely absurd. They say their women are oppressed, just look at the way they are dressed. However, they don't tell you they have a say. Look, they were it for the culture, by the way. The Israelis can push them off their land and then claim that that's their mainland. The news then attempts to hypnotize and make it out that Palestine terrorized. They say the conflict is a mess, seems pretty simple nonetheless. The news takes those lies and make the Muslims the bad guys. Real quick, I just remind, I'm not full of hate, I think I'm pretty kind. I really just want this world to integrate, and yes, my title means God is great.
Well done, Muhammad. Thank you so much. Again, folks, everyone here has shared their hearts in a powerful way. Let's find it in our hearts to really give them, all of our poets today, a huge round of applause in gratitude for what they've shared. And just for the sake of due diligence, before we complete, is there anybody we missed? No? Nobody wants to? Anyone wants to just open mic a poem? No? Nothing? Okay, all right. Thank you so much.
Hello. Thank you for inviting me, whoever invited me, to this very lovely event. All of the poems were beautiful. I love them. Yes, thank you. The last song I'm going to do is called Open Your Eyes. It's an original. I wrote it a few years ago. While I'm trying to fix the controls on this guitar, there is a clipboard somewhere. I'm doing a live recorded concert at the Heartwood Soundstage. Is that good? And if anyone is interested in buying a ticket and helping me get there, I will send you the information. So thanks, and this is the song. Yeah? Open your eyes, why don't you? Or are you afraid to see what you have done to what could have been and what could still be? Open your eyes, why don't you? And really look at me. Or are you too afraid to realize that we have no way back to yesterday? Yesterday's a diary written in stone and no way on to tomorrow. For tomorrow will never come, and you keep wishing, keep praying, keep hoping, keep trying. But now there's a war on, and we are dying. Open your eyes, why don't you? And look at what you once called home. Can't you see the ashes falling from the fire you built so long ago? Can't you feel the end? It's calling for the promises you buried in the snow. Don't you lie to me, I believed you then, and now without a doubt there's no way back to yesterday. Yesterday's a diary written in stone and no way on to tomorrow. For tomorrow will never come, and we're still wishing, still praying there's hope, no. And now there's a war on, we are dying. Open your eyes, why don't you? You're burning what you once called home. We all believed in what you could be. We thought we were wise, we thought we could see. The lies you told sounded so true. If only we knew, oh, if only we knew. Now all I can see is stained in red from the blood we spilled and the people who are dead now. Who would be alive now if we'd shut our ears to the poison, but we didn't. And now there's no way back to yesterday. Yesterday's a diary written in stone and no way on to tomorrow. For tomorrow will never come, and we're still wishing, still praying, still hoping, still trying. But now there's a war on, and we are dying. Open your eyes, why don't you? 'Cause now there's no going back home. Thank you. Thank you very much.
So Paul and Scott are going to come up to give 2 of the 3 Peace scholarships. And maybe someone's accepting for the 3rd. So y'all will explain what that is.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. How's everyone doing? Well, this is a really exciting moment for us. This is our 5th annual Gainesville Veterans for Peace College Scholarship. And my name is Paul Ortiz. I'm a longtime member of Veterans for Peace. I'm also a history professor at the University of Florida. Many of you also know me as the director of the Samuel Proctor Oral History Program. And I also want to acknowledge again our fine camera people who are staff members of the Proctor program at UF, and they are creating a permanent record of today's event, which we shall make available. I want to acknowledge Deborah Hendricks, Sandra Romero, and Jennifer Romero. Thank you. So the Peace Scholarship is our way of putting our money where our values are. I'm a 3rd-generation military veteran, and it never occurred to anyone to come to my hometown in Bremerton, Washington, to tell us, hey, you can get money to go to college by pursuing peace and not violence. We had military recruiters who visited our schools very often. So with this scholarship, we wanted to provide, again, an alternative. And I sit in a lot of scholarship programs at the University of Florida and other institutions, and I have to say, this is my favorite because the main criteria here are students who are excellent academicians, have worked so hard in school, and also have a commitment to peace and social justice. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to read off the winners, and they're going to accept their scholarships, which also come with a stipend of $750. And the other thing I want to do is really encourage all of you here, you Peace Poetry winners, parents, friends, and family, to encourage each other to apply next year. We usually put out the early call in late December. The formal call goes out in January, and usually the deadline is mid-April. And I'm in charge of the program. I chair the scholarship committee. So if you're interested in applying for next year, please come see me, because as we all know, as parents, you could always use more money for your kids' education, right? So again, these were very inspiring. We're going to call our recipients one at a time. My brother Scott Cameo is going to actually hand them the certificate, and we're going to take a photograph of them. And I'll just read a brief citation. But I want to again emphasize how amazing all of these winners are and how inspiring it is to learn from them. So our first recipient is Daphne Paul. Daphne is studying to be a nurse at Santa Fe College. She is a graduate at the University of Florida. While at UF, Daphne was a participant in Florida Alternative Break, where she worked on the issues of homelessness, nutrition, as well as children with disabilities. Her supervisor writes that Daphne worked with vulnerable populations and learned the values of sustainable service and social change. Daphne currently works in the Adult Education English as a Second Language program at Santa Fe College. Ms. Paul plans to combine a career in nursing and combating child slavery in Haiti. Please join me in congratulating Daphne Paul. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next recipient is Keely Luttrell. She is a history major at the University of Florida. Hey, everyone applaud for history, right? Thank you. She has worked at the Samuel Proctor Oral History Program on SMOP's Native American histories, veterans histories, as well as our punk rock project. In between her schoolwork, she gives educational presentations on women's health and self-defense to at-risk women and children to promote safety and hygiene at women's shelters. Ms. Luttrell plans to use her training in oral history and the digital humanities to create educational opportunities for disenfranchised and low-income children. Please join me in congratulating Keely Luttrell. Congratulations. And our final recipient is Jessica Cook. Jessica Cook is a pre-law student at the University of Florida. Jessica works with Children Within Our Borders, a weekly tutoring mentorship program for underserved children in Alachua County. Jessica is also active in working with English as a second language students at an area high school and worked with her teacher in school to develop an anti-racist program to challenge the discrimination that English as a second language students have been facing. Jessica plans to pursue a career in law to defend the rights of LGBTQ+ people, immigrants, and working class people. Now, Jessica is currently performing at the Gainesville Youth Choir Spring Concert, and so a special treat, her former chemistry teacher, Ms. Becky Moulton, is here to accept the award on Jessica's behalf. Would Ms. Moulton please? Yeah, take your picture, yeah. We'll show Jessica. Thank you. It's a reminder behind every scholarship winner is a great teacher, right? Many great teachers.
Please, 12th graders, there were some here, apply for the Peace Scholarship. We once in a while get high school students, but a lot of it has been like Santa Fe students. So thanks for coming again. If you'd like to donate to Veterans for Peace towards staging this poetry contest, you could do so at the table and back. Could the poets and Olivia stand so we can give them another round of applause? So if the poets and the scholarship winners could come to the stage, we'll take a group photo. Olivia, you can come too. And then we'll have the reception. And thank you so much for everybody coming.